Are you a regulator? Are you a legislator? Are you an intermediary between business and government? What is your capacity?
Okay. We could actually say that we do a bit of both.
Tokenize, the YouTube channel that narrates blockchain-based asset tokenization for you. All you have to do is subscribe and let the real economy reveal itself to you.
Hi, I'm Helen Köpman. I work at the European Commission in DG Connect. We work there with digital innovation and blockchain in the digital single market. We are a facilitator for a dialogue between, I would say, the industry and small and big companies and the regulators. That's one of the facets of what we do. But we actually also invest directly into companies that develop solutions that could help regulation move forward. So we have two hats, if you will. Actually also regulator. I mean, we do regulation on EU level in collaboration with the member states. Okay, I don't think we should ever claim, we would have never claimed that we were the one discovering that this has great potential. I mean, this was already discovered, by the inventors of the underlying technology and also the previous versions of it. But then, of course, industry and the innovators out there were the ones that were grasping the opportunity, and you start to see something happening and shaping. But what we did, I think, in the department I work in, is that we saw this development. Our purpose is actually to follow technological development and understanding how we can enable that in a pro-innovative way, both in terms of investing in innovators, innovators and entrepreneurs, and also how we can help the regulatory framework to shape in a way that it also enables a positive development to provide better services for citizens. So we're actually following. Yeah, I think that it has actually a little bit of philosophical component in it, and I think also the inventors had that idea, but because it is about, I think, changing the centralized system into something decentralized, and this also plays to the tune of people's idea of that you want to take control. You take control of your data, for example, your private data. So the ideas or the technology how that enables that process is I think one of the reasons why we have this fantastic investment right now. The debate about platforms, how can we not concentrate, the information and data in that way? How can we make it more transparent, more open? How can we create more trust? So it's a bit philosophical, but of course it is a technology that enables that. But also I would say that blockchain wouldn't work in isolation. It works together with other technologies. Very much, if you take different use cases like trade, supply chains, you will see them working together with traditional databases, Internet of Things, sensors, perhaps artificial intelligence as well that analyzes the data and so on. So it's not a technology that will work in isolation. I think it will work in an integrated way with the existing technology out there. I think it could, in some particular cases, provide the glue that was actually missing in transactions, the trust, creating the trust. I think what has happened in terms of this clash or crash, if you want, of the cryptocurrency bubble is actually very healthy. I mean, what you see now is a maturization of the initial coin offering market. You start to see the regulators taking this very much seriously and trying to find out how the existing regulatory framework works. and how we could, again, enable different types of initial coin offerings. Because there are a lot of promises also just in the initial coin offerings and in enabling new types of financing for currency companies, enabling access to services and so on. So these are new type of financial instruments that I think have many positive and opportunities in them, and the regulators see that as well. And I think the discussion we have right now is quite to see how can we enable it, how can we enable this and still regulate it to eliminate the risk, because a lot of people have had exposure to risk in the cryptocurrency hype or something. I think that blockchain, again, can enable a way of understanding digital assets in a new way. And we will see how the different cases of actually developing products around here will evolve. But we have seen very positive, I would say, proof of concept and beyond in the area of, for example, land register. I mean, you probably know aware of them. And some of them are quite advanced, and they have been blocked not because of the technology, it's because of legislation, exactly as you say, and how do you interpret that, how do we get the collaboration of the different interveners in the chain. But I think it's progressing. It's progressing, and you see the enormous benefits already by just doing a digital registration and exchange of documents, how much time you can save. And time is money, effort of notaries and so on. So you already know that there's a benefit in here. So I think we just need to continue working and understanding that the technology enables things, but you need the process and legislation around and the actors to agree on how you act together. Well, I guess that there's a balance to be struck between intervention, enabling innovation, and intervention, regulating too early, which could stop innovation. So I think this is the sort of cautious stand that sort of comments reflects. But even in Europe, so we have 2 weeks ago, European Banking Authority actually came out with a report analyzing the EU laws in relation to initial coin offerings. And the conclusion there is that we should probably go in and do something here, and that they recommended the European Commission to go and do more in-depth study on what areas we need to establish regulation on EU level. So I think it's maturing, to not do it like a blanket, this is how we should do, but now understanding what kind of intervention would actually be beneficial for the whole industry to develop. I think that's the stage we are in right now. I think the governments and public services in particular have a role to play to actually drive the development in a way that is positive for the common good, if you like, for citizens. So industry will definitely always lead, because that's how it works, and the governments are catching up. But the intervention the governments can do on specific cases could help enabling and pushing the framework forward for everyone in a better way. So in areas like EID, digital identity, to own your data privacy and such, asking for solutions in public services based on blockchain that are compatible with those laws and notions will help the whole industry. So I think there indeed the public services has a role to play to enable a better, higher standard that is beneficial for citizens.
Tokenize, the language of the new blockchain-based financial markets. Can you speak it? Subscribe to Tokenize and let's find out together.